Welcome into the M&M State of Sports podcast. We got the normal crew tonight, just a weekly wrap-up episode. We'll get you guys in and out of here. We're going to do a lot of covering of, the first week 18 in NFL history. I got the boys in here with me. Stash, how you feeling?
Feeling good.
Feeling good. Looking even better. Morgan, how you doing?
I'm pretty good. Just chilling, relaxing.
You seem pretty upbeat for a Packers loss today.
Okay. If that loss meant literally anything.
Hey, I had to say it. I had to, preface, let everybody know that Morgan's going to still be in a good mood this podcast.
I know it's weird for you, Matt, that my team loses and you're enjoying a win. So I get it. You have to celebrate it because it's not often.
It happens maybe once. It maybe happens once a year for me, and I'm going to take that victory lap all fucking podcast.
Matt, and I'm saying with all due respect, but the Packers losing ain't worth a velvet painting of a whale and a dolphin getting it on.
Well, there you have it, folks. Really quick, before we get into this episode, I'd never always do it off the rip. Please go follow us on our socials, M&M SOS Pod. We're still looking for our 25th subscriber on YouTube. We're begging somebody. Just tell your friend to just go click the button. The link is literally in the podcast. You can copy and paste it and send it to them. And just hit subscribe.
And none of that subscribing shit, and then you get your shit and you unsubscribe.
Correct.
Stupid.
Yeah, don't do that.
Bottle of Kraken rum.
There you go. 25th subscriber.
That's what's always on the line.
Bottle of Kraken rum. It has been thrown out there by Stash Cuddy. You guys figure it out. Let me know who it is. Comment on the YouTube video, and we will get you that bottle of Kraken rum. All right, Nick, we're getting right into your question from last week. The moments, your cop-out question.
It was a cop-out question, but I thought it needed to be asked. So, also breaking news, unsports-related, Bob Saget has died.
Yeah, sad.
That's crazy.
I did not know that.
Wild. Anyway, he would want us to continue.
He would.
All right.
Hey, don't forget, he used to suck dick for coke.
I'm sure he did. He taught those Olsen twins well. Anyway, he was their father. So, all right. We had the questions for our categories for all of our yearly picks for 2021. And some of them are the same. And we had a couple different ones. Hank chimed in. A lot of the same ones for us. I
saw a lot of Otanis.
His disappointment was the one different one we didn't touch on, which was the Padres being trash.
Bro, he's preaching to me, man.
So that was his disappointment. Nick Arno from Rounding Third Crew had a couple different ones. He had Allison Felix as the female athlete of the year.
Mm-hmm.
We had, I think Morgan had the Simone Biles.
I did.
Yep. His disappointment was watching the Red Sox lose after beating the Rays.
Fair.
So that was his disappointment. And Santa chimed in with just about everything we did as well, but his moment of the year was Tiger and his son playing golf.
That's a good one.
His disappointment of the year was Zion Williams.
Zion Williamson. That's a good disappointment of the year. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a great disappointment of the year because
he just hasn't shown up.
Just hasn't shown up.
Yep.
Well, he's shown up at like Popeyes and Chick-fil-A, but
oh, come on, man.
Got to get those endorsements.
Come on. I mean, the kid's like 20 years old. He likes to eat, man. Leave him alone. You're lucky he hasn't started drinking yet. Wait till that happens. Oh, buddy.
He's drinking.
Yeah, probably.
He's definitely drinking.
Well,
he's in New Orleans.
But being able to like go out in the clubs consistently, from city to city for away games and stuff. He's actually rehabbing away from the team right now.
Yeah.
Like, when are we going to start warming up these Zion Williamson trades? Soon, right?
Soon.
Sure.
Do you think he pans out really well?
No.
I don't think so.
Morgan's never thought so.
I know Morgan has never been on his side.
I like him. I just don't think he wants to work at it.
Think he's lazy?
I think he's like Shaq, but he doesn't have a Kobe to push him.
I mean, you're acting like Shaq wasn't Shaq before Kobe.
Acting like Shaq was a schmuck before he went to the Lakers.
Too.
I mean, come on, man. Come on, man.
I think comparing him to Shaq is tough. That's a tough angle.
That's also Shaq
they're
is
about the same weight, so
Shaq's also like a whole like 6 to 8 inches taller.
True, but
all right. Before we actually get into this, I'm throwing a curveball for both of these guys on this podcast. We have the Sunday night game. Morgan and I have a bet on this game. I have the Chargers. He has the Raiders. Let's preview this game before we get into the rest of our stories and other sports. So,
who did you pick, Matt? I had it written down. Yeah.
I have the Chargers tonight.
All right. I hope the Chargers lose.
Okay.
I have the Raiders and John Madden's family. So
I
good
heard
luck
that.
with that.
I heard that when I was getting everything ready for the podcast, and that John Madden's family is going to be lighting the Al Davis torch there. And I was like,
you're fucked.
The spirit of John Madden is with them.
So
and this is for a hat.
It is for a hat, $35
limit. So it could be looking at a nice beanie.
Could be. That's what I was thinking. Hopefully I win, but I already got my big win of the day. So you know what? If I lose this, it's okay. Yeah. It is okay. All right.
It would be a real baller move if you guys chose your hats prior to which ones you really wanted, and then the winner bought that hat and kept it.
That would be a pretty baller move. Nick, who do you got tonight? Chargers or Raiders?
The Chargers are doing pretty good. But I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
Nice. So you hope I lose still though, right? Is that why you're going with the Chargers?
Yeah, I mean that wasn't the initial reasoning, but the more I thought about it in my head, that's what I reached.
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, we got one baseball story because this sport refuses to end its lockout and do things. But A-Rod's getting a Manning-like broadcast on Sunday Night Baseball. It'll be him and who else, if you guys can refresh my memory?
It's gonna be called K-Rod.
Yeah, whoever the guy is with, I don't care. How do you think this is gonna do?
I like listening to Alex Rodriguez talk about baseball. I think when he goes off on riffs about like his personal life, it's like, dude, nobody can relate to what you're saying. But I like listening to him talk about baseball.
Morgan?
I think outside of Boston, he's pretty well at this point in his career. He's pretty decently liked now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
minus Boston and all them, and probably even some New York people don't like him just because how he finished with the Yankees. But
you should have shot A-Rod.
I think he's got that reach like Manning. Like there isn't a contact in his phone that he can't find.
Yeah,
where he can bring on anybody.
Well, I mean, for Christ's sakes, like Peyton Manning had like LeBron James on his broadcast.
Yeah.
I can honestly picture
A-Rod's the same way where he can get whoever he wants. I just don't know how well it's going to flow for a baseball game.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good though, because it's kind of like shooting the shit at a bar. Baseball, I think, is my second favorite sport to watch at a bar, first being football. Because baseball, like you're sitting at a bar and you just get to like sit there and shoot the shit and watch the game and just like have conversations with people. And I think that has good potential for this.
Baseball is to me is the best sport to watch in a bar, just because you don't have to be completely fixated on every single pitch.
Yeah.
It gives you a little leeway to, like Matt was saying, shoot the shit with somebody. Mm-hmm. I think baseball is the perfect sport to have like a little conversation in the middle of during the game, like with a former athlete.
Because there's a lot of downtime.
Yeah, and I can't think of another former baseball player that commentates that would do well, like personality wise, with a segment.
Yeah,
I can't think of anybody else. I know Frank Thomas does his thing. Kevin Millar could probably have one. He does really good on MLB Network.
I'm excited for him to get Ken Griffey Jr. on there sometime.
He'll be they can talk Mariners.
To get Barry Bonds on there.
Barry Bonds does not do public appearances. I'll be shocked if he goes on A-Rod's thing.
He does go do public appearances.
He was just out for one of the Giants games in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's at the Giants game all the time.
I will be shocked if Barry Bonds goes on there.
That'd be.
That
would get some ratings though.
It would 100%. Yeah.
Want to get ratings for baseball? There you go.
Barry Bonds, greatest player of all time. Definitely would get ratings. I'm not disagreeing with that, but maybe I don't know. Maybe A-Rod gets fucking Michael Jordan on there, just shooting the shit. You know what I mean?
It's funny that you just brought up Michael Jordan, because earlier today I saw a picture of Barry Bonds and Michael Jordan when Michael was in the
Morgan's
Chicago.
dad sent that to us. Yeah.
And the first thing I thought of was, wow, the GOAT and Michael Jordan.
That is awesome. Speaking of Michael Jordan, here we got a little segue into basketball. Morgan's Memphis Grizzlies are 17-4 since Thanksgiving, and his boy Ja has been hooping. Morgan, how you feeling?
I love it. I'm slowly, like, since I don't really care for this Lakers team, it's slowly creeping to me turning into a Grizzlies fan.
Bro, you're the most wherever you want to like root for fan in basketball. Now that
Really,
I mean, there's no more Kobe, so yeah.
well, yeah, but I always have rooted for the Lakers. Now I don't really care about the Lakers.
Well, because
I like the Grizzlies.
I like
but
the Grizzlies too.
I really like Ja a lot.
Yeah, he's the man. Like,
Yeah, I don't mind the Grizzlies.
And,
I like that
team,
run they've
that
had
team's
for a
fun to
while.
watch. Like,
They
I
are.
don't know if you guys have watched any of them, but they are fast paced, high tempo, super athletic,
yep,
high energy. They're a really fun basketball team to watch.
I agree.
Like them and Golden State are my 1 and 2.
I don't know if I agree with you on that, but
Well, speaking of Golden State, that's another great segue. Klay Thompson returns from like a 38-month layoff of not
Tom
playing
Brady
in
was
NBA
still a
games.
Patriot last time Klay Thompson played in the game.
That's insane. I hope he comes back tonight. I hope he stays healthy. I think the NBA is better when Klay is on the court, and he's by far got to be like the coolest guy in the NBA. He's just always high. Like, always high.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to come back and just be able to play. Like,
Yeah.
if he comes back at even slightly above 60% or like in where he was, close to what he was, that Golden State team's gonna just be on another playing field.
So he's gonna be fine because shooters can always shoot.
Yep.
It's his defense that's probably not going to be as good.
Yep.
But he's still going to be able to. I mean, the guy scored 62 points on 11 dribbles. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. He'll always be able to shoot. The defense will suffer, but I don't think it'll be enough.
It's gonna help Steph out because teams are doubling Steph at like half court now.
Yeah.
So if you get Klay back just sitting out there at the 3 and he's drilling it, like what are you gonna do?
Not double Steph at half court. Probably
Yeah.
double Steph at half court. Yeah. No, I'm excited for it. I'm curious to see how he comes back, and I hope he comes back well.
What do you think he gets tonight?
I saw you and your dad's text the prediction.
18.
Morgan literally said 18, 6 or 9 from the field. Morgan's dad says,
That's what I would guess.
excuse me, not Morgan's dad, Santa Claus says 17. I am going to say he gets over 20. It's a big return. I think he gets hot. I think they get going. I think they want to make him comfortable.
They are at home.
The whole team is wearing Klay Thompson jerseys on the way in tonight.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like different
kinda
variations of it. So
That's kind of cool.
yeah, it's not kind of cool. It's very cool. I mean, the Bay Area.
I mean, I just
But-
can't.
At this point, though, I just don't care to like hate on Steph Curry and them anymore. So it's kind of just like it is what it is.
I don't
They're
care
good.
hate on Steph Curry. I
Till
just
they
wake
knock
up and it
LeBron out
happens.
of the playoffs, then your hatred will be back.
No. You're giving the Lakers a lot of credit thinking they're going to make it that far.
I mean, if they're the 8 seed and they play the Warriors at the 1
They're not going to be the 8 seed.
sweep,
They're not going to be. It wouldn't be a sweep. Come on.
they will sweep the fucking Lakers.
It'll be a gentleman sweep. 4-1, 5 games. Speaking of the Lakers, I want to talk about the Lakers. So they were currently at the 6th seed. I watched them for a little bit Friday night for the first time, and I'd probably say like a month. And I think they're getting their shit started to figure out, kind of like how LeBron's teams, progress through the year. They're starting to figure out, how to play. I mean, this whole 5-0 with LeBron starting at center, it doesn't have any merit to me because it doesn't matter. But you can see Westbrook is toning it down to a degree on, his shots and his turnovers. LeBron's definitely handling the ball a lot more coming up the court. Malik Monk has been huge. Like he's
their only consistent shooter.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. And then they're still going to get Anthony Davis and Kendrick Nunn back from injury. And Kendrick Nunn is like a very underrated, I'd say, ball handler, but he can also, it's those things in the playoffs now that you need. He's a shot creator and he can get his own shot. And if you have that on a team, it's a great skill to have. So I don't know. I'm starting to have a little more optimism for the Lakers, I would say. Not that I think they can beat Golden State, but a little more optimism. I mean, LeBron's leading the league in 30-point games and he missed 8 8 games. So don't sit there and give me that scoffing look, Morgan. Listen, the man's a father of 3. Okay, he's 37 years old in year 19. Morgan's sick to his stomach.
They're not a good team.
They'll be fine. They have
Will
LeBron
they?
James. Yeah, they'll be fine.
These games they've won, they haven't beat anybody.
You still have to beat the people that aren't anybody.
Gotta beat somebody.
Yeah.
They aren't beaten. They're not going to beat the good and average teams. They're playing the Grizzlies tonight. They'll lose by 15.
Sure. I don't think that, but sure. Speaking of another red hot team, the Chicago Bulls 9-game winning streak. Chicago's the real deal, huh?
Yeah, they're doing pretty well.
You know why? Because they took the heart and soul from the Lakers of Alex Caruso.
They did. Yeah.
Russell Westbrook is a player of Alex Caruso.
I agree. A soul for a soul. I mean, let's be real though. DeMar DeRozan is playing out of his fucking mind.
DeMar is balling the fuck
We brought
out.
that up recently. He's been playing phenomenal. And I also want to bring up Lonzo Ball. I think Lonzo Ball is he's honestly an underrated player. He's fixed his jump shot. He can hit up spot up threes. He's a phenomenal
He's a great
passer.
defender.
He honestly probably one of the top 5 perimeter defenders in the NBA. But here's a question. I was talking about this with somebody. Who do you think is better right now overall, LaMelo or Lonzo?
All around, it's Lonzo.
Okay.
Because I don't think LaMelo's defense is there, but LaMelo can score.
Correct.
But Lonzo's, they're probably about the same at passing, but Lonzo's defense is just by far way better than LaMelo.
Yeah, it's just such a superior skill. Lonzo can still get himself points too. You know what I mean? He can still hit spot up threes.
But he on that team, he doesn't need to score.
Doesn't need to.
He's got Zach and Vucevic and
just swinging. Yeah, Levine's been a monster too. That team is
Caruso. That team's so deep.
Yeah. And a really good thing for them too is like I'm happy for Billy Donovan. Like he had that like kind of like shitty end there in Oklahoma City, goes to a better spot there in Chicago, and they actually went after talent instead of trading talents away. So happy for him. Happy for Billy Donovan. Happy for the Chicago Bulls. It's good when Chicago basketball is good. So our final NBA topic, and I know Nick is very excited to talk about this one. Man, Kevin Porter Jr. for the Houston Rockets hit a game winner in Washington. And the Washington color commentator says he knew when to pull the trigger just like his father.
That's it's an all-time call. It's amazing.
So
I laughed so hard.
His excuse was there used to be a Kevin Porter that played for the Wizards. Yes. And he thought like that was his son. But maybe if you're going to do that, do a little research to find out that is not his son, and that Kevin Porter Jr., who plays for the Houston Rockets now, has a father who was arrested for manslaughter for shooting somebody.
Shooting a little girl, I believe.
Yeah.
The gun went off. Yikes. And he was sentenced to jail. And then he himself was shot later and killed.
So
dark times for the Porter family.
For like, you can't be saying shit like that. Like, especially today.
Here's the thing:
today's day and age.
He didn't even know the joke he set up for himself was happening.
Yeah.
If that was an intended joke, all time.
Is it all time? All time bad.
Yeah, it's all time.
That's the quickest way to get fired from a fucking job.
He's white. I can figure out a quicker way.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong. All right. That was just absolutely crazy. That kind of took over the news cycle for the NBA for a little bit.
Well, LeBron had tweeted about it.
Yeah.
Saying like, I forget what his tweet
LeBron
said,
tweets about it, so we got to care about it.
I mean, yeah.
You know, I had this thought about LeBron earlier, and we're not going to go down a political rabbit hole or anything. It was just a thought I had that I thought made sense. LeBron's tweets and social media interactions are very Trump-esque in the sense that like you kind of wish somebody would just tell him to like shut the fuck up and don't send that.
Yeah, I wish he'd just stay in 0 dark 30 mode.
Yeah, sometimes he sends stuff and you're like, maybe just put the phone down.
Doesn't bother me. I mean, the
I
thing
think he says some wild shit sometimes that makes it very tough for people to like him.
Here's my thing is he's saying shit that other people are saying. He just has a platform of, millions. And it's the same shit Donald Trump as well. I could go down to my fucking local gas station here in Standish or, down the road in Standish where they had, when is Obama going to get assassinated? Pull up when Obama first became president and have the exact same conversation as I would with Donald Trump. So they just have the platform and you can't, hate on people for having the platform. That's how I personally feel about it.
No, I don't care about his platform.
The Raiders,
I just think
is that a touchback? Oh no, never mind. Sorry.
I just think sometimes he doesn't think before he tweets.
I mean, how many people actually think before they tweet? He's just like us.
Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson. There's an interview I want to cover on Magic Johnson sometime back in the 90s when he's talking about like all the women he had sex with. And it is one of the most comical things of all time, because at one point in the interview, he's sitting there about, talking where he had, sex with a woman and he kept looking at the door. And it's like, that's not the only no look, past Magic was thrown, you know what I mean? So anyways, let's move on to college football. North Dakota State wins its 9th national title in FCS in 11 years. That is fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean,
and people think we need to make the D1 college football playoff bigger.
Well, this is FCS.
But it doesn't matter. It's the same concept because Bama, if they win, I think it's like their 8th title in 12 or 14 years or something like that.
It's a little more parity. Come on, Morgan. Let's have some fun. Open up the playoff.
Oh, sorry. Clemson's got 2 of them. Ohio State's got 2 of them. And LSU snuck in there for 1 in Florida State.
Yeah.
There's no need for a bigger college football playoff.
But the thing is, though, is like if you get to sneak in there for 1, kind of worth it. I mean, teams like Cincinnati, do they belong? No. I mean, honestly, just have an all SEC national championship. Whoever wins the SEC is the national champion.
There's been 3 games in the college football playoff that have been closer than 17 points. 3.
That's college football for you.
Total.
Well, we're going off subject here. I want to talk about North Dakota State. That's an absurd run. That's like something you do in a fucking video game.
Yeah, it's
like,
yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's what I used to do to Morgan playing NCAA growing up. I mean, but I just wouldn't lose a title, unlike them. You know what I mean?
Fuck you and your fake field goal.
Boom, had to get that one in. All right, let's move on. Dion Sanders. So it's not a 5-star prospect. He's a 4-star prospect, but he's like the 4th ranked receiver in the nation. Yeah. Jackson State, another top prospect, though. They're gonna be good. Yeah, like they're gonna get to a point here. If he stays there for
he's gonna stay there, I think.
If Florida State opens up, you don't think he goes back?
I don't know. It's an HBCU.
I know. No, I hear you, but you don't think he does? Because obviously,
I don't. At least for the next 4-ish years.
Well, if that's the case, it's 4-ish years. Then that's perfect.
Yeah, because I think he wants to get all these guys that he's coming through right now,
and
then next year when they win and then win their bowl game, and he gets a couple more 5-star recruits, and then in about 2 or 3 years when he's got probably 10 top 50 players or 15 top 100.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
And they are competing for a college football playoff spot.
I mean, they'll probably do better than Cincinnati did.
Yeah. I mean, Dion Sanders can get his guys to play.
I agree. Well, I mean, can he, though? They kind of absolutely got annihilated in their bowl game.
Yeah, but I mean, that was what he had. Like, those aren't his recruits either.
That is true. All right, let's move on. Georgia versus Bama, preview for the national title, Monday night. That is tomorrow night. Shit, we should have did a live stream for it. Georgia -3. What we got winning?
Bama.
Morgan.
I think Bama wins by 10. I think they win like 31-21.
I don't think that's enough points for Bama. I think Bama wins.
Yeah.
Georgia's defensive front can't go sideline to sideline, and that's Alabama's offense. And those big boys up front for Georgia are going to get tired. And next thing you know, you're going to have Bama just getting those big, touchdown plays, and then it's over.
Yeah, I don't think they score as many as they did in the first game just because John Mechie's out and they don't have him. But I still think they're better.
I mean, we can also just, talk about how this is a down year for Bama. It wasn't supposed to be a national championship year. And, here we are.
And they got a quarterback who won the Heisman and they're in the national championship.
Here we are. All right. Let's wrap up this NFL first week 18 in NFL history. Before we get there, though, slight chance of Super Bowl moves from LA to Dallas. I don't think it's going to happen.
No.
It depends on the restrictions that the California puts on. I don't think it'll happen.
It makes so much money for the economy.
Yeah, they're not going. It's too much.
It's part of me just wanting it to be in Dallas because Aaron Rodgers owns that stadium. So
I like how you're still planning on the Packers going.
Yeah, I always will, and then I'll always be disappointed in the NFC Championship.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough couple episodes after that loss.
Yeah,
couple.
I don't know if he'll do the podcast anymore.
Nick doesn't know my shutdown I go into.
You talk about LeBron 0 dark 30.
I'm 0 dark 0.
0 dark 0. All right, let's talk about Kansas City. Kansas City rallies late in Denver. They don't cover the spread because they're not a great team. They're only a good team. Chiefs win 28-24.
Is that? Yeah, I watched that game, and they just wanted it more.
Yeah,
I think come the end of it.
I agree. Defense came up big with that big turnover and the scoop and score. So, yeah. Mahomes seems
it was a good game.
Be fine. Yeah, Mahomes seems to be fine. I mean, Denver is still a tough out, regardless.
With their coach getting fired today.
Yeah. So
and we got Black Monday coming tomorrow too.
Oh baby, I can't wait. My Black Monday for the Jags already happened, so it's great.
There's only maybe 2 or 3 more coaches that get fired.
We can go down the list right here as we talk about it. Dallas versus Philly. Cowboys absolutely annihilated the Eagles without Hurts. Dak breaks the touchdown record for the Cowboys. Cowboys win 51-26. Nice little get-right game for your boys going into the playoffs, Nick. Are you ready for the 49ers to go in and annihilate them?
I think the Cowboys are going in with some steam, though. Like, the 49ers won today, and it was a good win. Squeaked by. They did come back from a 17-point deficit, I think. It was 17-0 at one point in that game.
Yeah, 16 or 17, something like that.
17.
I would trust Dak more in that game than Jimmy Garoppolo. He's just too inconsistent for me.
Oh, so you're going to trust the guy that's not been to a Super Bowl over a guy that's been to a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Whoa, now hold on. You can't be taking Kyle Shanahan here.
I mean, I am.
You've been saying he's an overrated coach. Now you want to use that he's been to a Super Bowl to your advantage. I'm not going to do that shit.
I did not use Kyle Shanahan. He said Jimmy Garoppolo or Dak Prescott. I chose Jimmy Garoppolo.
I would take Dak. Watching Jimmy today, I don't know. He didn't look terrific today. He got stuffed. Like near the end of that game, he got the shit knocked out of him.
Yeah, but you know what?
But
still won. One got into the playoffs. We'll talk about that game. But yeah,
I think the Cowboys can take them.
You don't think they're going to be a one and done?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they are, because
that's setting expectations.
Kind of their MO at the time. But I don't think that the 49ers are like this fucking Goliath to them.
You do not have a matchup for Deebo Samuel or George Kittle.
Well, that's why the offense is going to have to do their job.
And I don't trust the offense.
Enjoy.
They've won their last few games.
I don't even trust that Cowboys defense.
Enjoy Bootstraps Bosa getting after Dak.
Their defense isn't terrible.
He's gonna be looking like he did in Palm Springs. He got the shit kicked out of him.
Defense is overhyped.
All right.
Overhyped, sure.
Let's move on to a game that nobody cares about. Cincinnati versus Cleveland without Burrow. Burrow Morgan, who cares?
Yep.
There was a lot of that this week.
Game didn't fucking matter.
21-16, Browns win.
Who cares?
Yeah, Baker Mayfield's never putting on a Browns uniform again. So,
You know, I was listening to somebody actually over the weekend talk about that, and I knew we had a bet going.
Shit.
And just the options, even the dude I was listening to, like nobody really fits better than him that would be available.
they're gonna get Kirk Cousins.
You think so?
They've already picked up his option for next year. Like he's going to play.
He's gonna stay.
There's gonna be a swap between him and Kirk Cousins.
Do you have inside information?
No, it's just a prediction. I think there's a lot more turmoil there that they're not talking about between Stefanski and Baker.
Have you been talking to Adam Schefter?
I have not. Who keeps touching their mic? Getting a little feedback. Just letting everybody know. Anyways, let's talk about the Green Bay Packers versus the Detroit Lions. Morgan says meaningless game other than Rodgers dominating. Lions win 37-30. Oh boy.
Now, Morgan, I believe that was your lock of the week.
Yeah.
They lost to the Lions.
Oh, that's
Okay.
really interesting. That's funny you brought up Morgan's lock of the week, because as of this week, Morgan and I went into our picks tied. And I split my picks this week. I went 2-2. And Morgan is currently 0-3. So not only did I clinch the best percentage for the gambling picks, his Packers also lost and my Jags also won. So that's what you like to call a win-win-win.
But right
That's
now the
a-
Raiders are covering, so
That's a turkey.
win.
I mean, you're still below me in picks, pick percentage.
Whose team has the best record in the NFL?
And is going to lose in the NFC Championship game to Tom Brady. All right.
Yeah,
Chicago.
but I mean, that loss doesn't
Yeah.
mean anything. So
No, it doesn't mean anything. I agree. I mean, this game literally means nothing to me. These next two, actually. Chicago versus Minnesota. Vikings win 31-17. Washington versus the Giants. Washington wins 22-7. Indianapolis versus Jacksonville.
Well, the Minnesota, Chicago, both coaches are getting fired.
Yep, that's true. So
But other than that,
that's true. Do you think they said they're keeping Judge? They're going to keep Rivera in Washington.
yeah, Rivera's not going anywhere.
So the
Yeah.
Jaguars knock the Colts out of the playoffs.
Oh, baby.
Basically, the whole "if I can't have it, no one can" mentality for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Correct. The defense came to play today. Trevor Lawrence looked good. He was sharp. He looked comfortable playing. He was making, good throws. Marvin Jones had some crazy catches. And honestly, nothing feels better to play spoiler, because the one thing a bunch of teams needed to get into the playoffs was the Colts need to lose to the Jags. And it happened. And it just created chaos throughout the rest of the day. And that game wasn't even close. Like, I was watching at Buffalo Wild Wings. The Jags just absolutely shit pumped them. Carson Wentz went down there. The moment was too big for him, and he shit in his fucking white Indianapolis Colts pants. Get this guy out of here. Get him out. But on a real note, it gave me hope for Trevor Lawrence going forward. I did see a lot of flashes today, like why he was the number one pick. Just get the fucking coaching hire right, please, for the love of Christ.
Yep.
They won't.
We did clinch the number one overall pick, as well as winning.
You're
Jay.
welcome, by the way.
Yeah, so double win. I mean, I just can't stop winning today. But no, I'm super
Back to back,
excited.
2-time number one picks.
Back to back. So I hope they trade out of that number one pick to get assets, but there's no really quarterback to trade for. But I am happy with this Jags win. Gives me hope for the future. Defense played really well. Josh Allen was all over the field. Miles Jack was flying around, and the secondary actually played super well. So very happy. Let's move on to a game that felt this direct impact. I said it all year long. Week 18, Pittsburgh versus Baltimore was going to come down to a playoff spot. I said the division, but then I changed it to playoff spot. But Big Ben's farewell, not so fast as the beloved Jacksonville Jaguars knock off the Colts and give the Steelers hope to make the playoffs. Also in this game, TJ Watt makes NFL history by tying the single season sack record. Steelers win 16-13. Thoughts, gentlemen?
Yeah, I guess they're just not ready for Ben Roethlisberger to leave yet.
They'd rather watch him get absolutely fucking shit pumped in the playoffs by fucking Kansas City.
Might as well give him one last playoff run.
All that happened, and you watch this game's gonna tie tonight. The Raiders and Chargers get in
With them like actually trying to.
Yeah,
Like that would be hilarious. So,
yeah.
I mean, go ahead, Morgan.
Yeah,
That game started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at Big Ben, you can kind of see the age is really catching up to him. They're not going to do anything in the playoffs. They got gifted a playoff spot, but
They did.
yeah, I mean they've won. I think it's 18 seasons or 16 seasons now. They haven't had a losing record.
Yeah. So
Something like
I mean,
that.
Oh,
Just
just
like
missed
the
him
third.
deep.
3-0.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm excited.
Henry Ruggs would have gotten to that.
The guy's got world-class speed. But if Pittsburgh goes to Kansas City, it's kind of like a repeat of them going to Kansas City last time, right?
Yeah. Chiefs by 3 scores.
Well, so here's the thing, though. Like for Roethlisberger, is it better to first career end like getting absolutely beat in the playoffs by 40, or like losing this game to Baltimore?
I think he's rooting for a tie tonight, so he doesn't have to go to the playoffs and he wins his last 2 division games. In all honesty,
not a bad way, because in that way it's like, well, it's not my fault, guys. See, I tried.
Sorry.
You know what? I almost got us there. Let me do it again
Jesus
next year.
fucking Christ. Chargers are not winning this game. All right, moving on. Tennessee locks up the number 1 seed. They give Derrick Henry an extra week to recover. Tennessee beats Houston 28-25. Now, I'm gonna wait for my Tennessee take until we get to our
Congratulations.
playoff talking about. Do you have any thoughts on this game in particular, Morgan?
Jesus.
Wake up!
Morgan, do you have narcolepsy?
I wish. Yeah, I mean Titans get the number 1 seed. Henry coming back, I think, is huge for them. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the main thing.
If they can run and
Real
hit
good.
AJ Brown in the play action game, they
Yeah,
can probably beat anybody.
Okay. Let's move on. New Orleans versus Atlanta. Saints win and are in the playoffs. Question mark, exclamation point, question mark, exclamation
Maybe.
point. Not.
Good old not joke.
See you later,
Yeah.
New Orleans.
49ers,
I mean-
49ers one was kick them out of the playoffs, but I mean, I don't give a shit about this game. Cool. I'm excited to see the QB carousel this offseason with Russell Wilson, who we'll get to here in a few moments. And all these quarterbacks that seem to be on the move like during off seasons a little more now.
Yeah.
All right, let's give credit where credit is due. The Buffalo Bills win the AFC East. They will secure a home playoff game. Can you stop yawning? 27-10, Bills win over the Jets. They're gonna make me yawn. That's the only reason I'm getting.
Yeah,
yawn.
I mean, I think we all figured the Bills were going to win regardless. So
yeah,
it's the fucking Jets.
yeah.
I am the only one who stuck with the Bills to win the division. Just saying. You guys both
Okay.
jumped on New England. Jumped all over their dick.
I was on New England from the beginning, so
That is true. I was the only one who changed.
don't talk to me about flip flopping. I was there.
You're a flip flopper. I'm just calling it. Calling it like I see it.
All right. Well, you can eat shit.
Yeah, I think the Bills. They're good. They found a little bit of a run game with Singletary today. I know it was on the Jets, but we'll see.
We'll
They
see what
got
they
a
do in the
home
playoffs. Yeah. I mean, those fans are always electric up there in Buffalo. So
They benefited by winning that game, so they
Yep.
move up.
exactly.
Now.
San Fran versus the Rams. The Rams clinched the division in the loss, but fall to the 49ers, allowing the 49ers to sneak into the playoffs. 27-24, Niners win. Bay Area stand up.
In OT.
That game was
OT.
wild.
That was a good game.
Deebo Samuel is one of the most electric players I've seen playing.
They had a really, really impressive push downfield at the end of the fourth.
Morgan, would you like me to read the text that you sent to the group?
Sure.
Okay. So Cooper Kupp catches that touchdown. And Morgan goes, Garoppolo is going to throw a pick within the next 4 plays. And within the next 4 plays, Jimmy Garoppolo proceeded to get them down the field and score the game tying touchdown.
Deebo Samuel did most of the work, but
Would you like to apologize to Jimmy?
No, I would not. I'm never going to give Jimmy G credit for anything. He's not a good quarterback.
You're just jealous of his jawline. You're jealous of his jawline.
I have Matt LaFleur as a coach. I would be way more jealous of him.
No, are you kidding me? Is Matt LaFleur banging porn stars like Jimmy G? I don't think so. That's a married man. Jimmy G is not. That dude is living.
Jimmy G's a bum.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a 49ers fan, so like I can't really using the term comfortable doesn't really connect because I don't give a fuck. But yeah. I'm never comfortable when that dude has the ball in his hands. Like,
stop yawning, bro.
See, that's what you did. That's what you did. I blame you.
On the podcast.
I am. All right. No, I mean, I get what you guys are saying, but he'll be fine.
I have no respect for Jimmy G.
Oh,
out of all the quarterbacks in the playoffs, I trust him probably the least.
Yeah, really? I don't trust him at all to make.
I trust Ryan Tannehill more than I trust.
We're going to go down this list here in a few minutes, and you're going to talk to me about quarterbacks that you trust in the playoffs. And the quarterback that he went against today, Matt Stafford, you trust him more in the playoffs than Jimmy G?
Who's the other 49ers quarterback? Trey Lance?
Yeah.
I'd trust him over Jimmy G.
You guys are fucking dumb. All right, moving on. New England versus Miami. Dolphins win. They go 9-8. They absolutely went on a run. Sadly, did not make the playoffs.
Nope. Can I just say
33-24? Go ahead. Sorry.
Interject for a second. Loved the Dolphins old school shit on the field and stuff today.
Oh yeah, the old school.
The old
Dolphin
logo
stuff.
with the dolphin with the helmet and everything.
Just go back to it. Just go back.
It's cool. It just reminded the nostalgia came through me, and it just reminded me of like opening up fucking football cards and shit with you, like
football cards and like Ace Ventura, dude. Like,
yeah,
come on,
playing like old Super Nintendo football.
Yeah,
it brought me back. That logo. Something about that logo is so nostalgic.
It's great. It's just what we grew up with. Miami, I think, created some momentum. So here's an interesting thing, and obviously Miami's not in the playoffs. We can talk about New England here in a few minutes. When we do talk about the playoffs, but I want to talk about Miami. Do they go forward with Tua?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I think they get him another weapon in the offseason.
Waddle was nasty.
Waddle set a rookie record, I think.
Yeah, 103 catches or something, or 104.
Yeah, I think they go get him another weapon and make the offense more versatile.
Yeah. See, now I'm yawning, Morgan.
Is there a fucking carbon monoxide leak in your houses?
It could be. I mean, I kind of hope so, to be honest.
Forever sleeping.
Oh man.
There you go. Boom. Yeah, no, I'll be curious.
You call Kevin Porter's dad.
Oh.
Too soon. I don't know when it happened.
That's a good joke. All right, let's move on. Seattle versus Arizona. Who the fuck actually cares about this game? That's Morgan. Seahawks win 38-30. Arizona still makes the playoffs. We'll talk about Arizona here in a minute. And this is another team that we've been talking about the past few weeks. Seattle, it's over, right? Like this was their last hurrah together.
Yeah.
You could see Pete Carroll like on the sideline after the game, like hugging everybody.
Yeah.
He's very emotional. Like you can kind of tell.
Yeah, it's
that he might just
retire. Yeah, it's GG's in the chat for Pete. Thing is, though, is if he retires, do you think Russell still stays?
No.
Yeah, he's kind of a diva. Nobody likes to talk about it, though.
He's very much diva.
Is he a professional athlete? He's a
Fair.
diva.
Not all professional athletes are divas.
Yeah, like Aaron Rodgers, not a diva.
Name one who's not a superstar.
Michael Jordan.
I'd say Giannis, even though I hate that. But
yes. Morgan said something positive about Giannis.
Actually, you know what? You're probably right.
Yep, he is
I
right.
don't really see
mean,
him as a diva.
Giannis is by far probably the best human being on the planet, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
Whoa, let's slow down here.
I mean,
nope,
like
it's settled.
It's
He is.
settled. Giannis, best human being on the planet, 2022. God, I
Giannis
love him.
should win the humanitarian award.
He
He's
should.
not even in the sport.
Fuck
He
it,
should win
just
the
give him a
Walter
Nobel
Payton Award.
Peace Prize.
He
for
should
fun.
get a Nobel Peace Prize.
He should.
He did save us. He saved every one of us. All right, last game that we're going to talk about. That we're going to talk about the league leaders, and then we're going to talk about playoff matchups. Carolina versus Tampa. I told you Tampa was going to have a nice little get right game here. They clinched the 3 seed. Tampa wins
That was a real
41-17.
bold prediction.
Yeah.
I mean, thanks. I appreciate that.
Hot take. Tampa Bay beats the Panthers.
I said it wasn't going to be close to, and that we're going to go over and score a lot of points on our gambling podcast, which has come to an end for the NFL regular season. But I was right, so I'm going to take the credit being right. God damn it!
All right, fair enough.
Thank you. Jesus, I'm just asking for. I asked for a little credit around here, just a little bit. Got to beg for it. All right, you guys got any thoughts on that game?
I mean, it was a pointless game, like a lot of them were this week.
I'm pretty sure Carolina lost every game since I said, oh, they might make the playoffs. And then they lost 7 in a row to end the year.
Sorry, Murphy.
Yikes.
Yeah. So
That's Morgan's
yeah.
bad.
No, it's Carolina. Just it's not my fault.
Yeah, they stink.
But they're keeping Matt Rule for the year.
I would
They
think so.
said.
They're looking
That's what-
at
yeah.
a couple OCs.
Yep.
We'll see.
So I'll be interested to see how it works out. And then Nick will draft Christian McCaffrey in fantasy at like pick number 5 because he'll fall this year. And then he'll be injured all year again. It'll be great. Aren't you excited, Nick?
I'm not gonna take him again.
Sure.
I won't.
All right, let's recap these league leaders. Passing yards leader, Tom Brady, 5,316. Passing touchdowns leader, Tom Brady, 43 touchdowns. Passer rating leader, Aaron Rodgers with a 111. That was prior to today's game. In today's game, he also went in and had a 130 passer rating. And then interceptions leader, my beloved Jacksonville Jaguars, making a league leader. 17 INTs from Trevor Lawrence. Beautiful boy. What a beautiful boy.
Whew.
But
That's domination.
that is. Let's talk about the NFL rushing leader, who we absolutely fucking shut down today in Duval. Jonathan Taylor, 1,800 yards, 1821 rushing yards, and 18 touchdowns.
It's a lot.
Did he make the playoffs?
Nope.
No, sure didn't. Got their shit kicked in today.
Empty stat.
I'm gonna keep talking shit about the Colts forever now. How do you go down to fucking Jacksonville and lose to a 2 and fucking like 14 team?
I don't know. I'd fire Frank Reich just off that.
Especially
game.
with the playoffs on the line.
Fucking idiots.
Like, are you serious?
The NFL
That
receiving
was
leader.
all you could muster.
The NFL receiving leader, obviously, Cooper Kupp in every single category. Catches 145. Jesus Christ. Yards 1,947. Touchdowns 16. Holy shit, what a year.
Damn.
Yeah, he had a very, very crazy year. His first wide receiver triple crown since Steve Smith.
Who we have previously argued about on this podcast between Steve Smith and Andre Johnson. Please go back into our catalog and listen to that episode. It was a very good argument.
Yeah. Yeah. We're
For
gonna
me.
start. We're gonna start re-releasing some of those too. I think.
For you?
Throw them into rotation.
For
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
You didn't win.
I should have won.
No, you should enough.
Yep. I'm undefeated in my brain. I've won every debate I've ever debated.
That makes the most sense out of everything with you ever.
So
NFL sack leader, TJ Watt, tying the NFL record with 22 and a half sacks. Very impressive. NFL INT leader, Trayvon Diggs with 11 INTs for Nick's Dallas Cowboys and over 1,000 yards giving up in coverage. So you take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
But Morgan, would you like to say the NFL's tackler leader?
I can let you do it.
No. You do it. I don't have it written down here.
So the tackle leader for Atlanta, 178 tackles, Forsade Lucon.
There you have it. That's what you call a setup right there, folks.
congratulations to him.
Yeah. All right.
A fucking cannon.
Sure it does. Let's move on to the playoff preview. We're going to go, we'll do AFC, NFC. We'll go game by game. We'll talk about the games. Talk about where we think the result's going to end up. Obviously, there's still some shit up in the air right now. But I don't think this game right now is going to end in a tie. So I think we can assume the Steelers is going to be the 7th seed.
Probably.
Yep.
Titans 1 seed. How serious do you take the Tennessee Titans in the playoffs?
I think you have to kind of take them a little seriously considering they're the 1 seed. Like, it's not a fluke.
Do I?
I would say you got to take them a little seriously, at least. Like, I wouldn't underestimate them. But I think they're going to get knocked out.
Percentage chance for getting the Super Bowl. Matt, I know you think 0.
I would throw it at a realistic 15%.
What's your percentage, Morgan?
I'd give him a 35% chance.
Okay. All right. Tennessee Titans are not going to go to the Super Bowl. And if they somehow
That's why they're
Super Bowl,
35% chance.
and if they do go to the Super Bowl, they're going to get their fucking ass handed to them by the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
Not even going to be fucking close. I do not take the Tennessee Titans serious. I've never taken them serious with Ryan Tannehill being their starting quarterback. It just is what it is. Their
They can
defense,
find a way to resurrect Steve McNair.
God willing. All right. We kind of touched on this next game earlier. Chiefs, Steelers. Chiefs by a billion.
Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs.
I think the Steelers are on borrowed time.
Yep, I agree with that. I think, it'll be a nice little farewell for Ben to have to go back to Kansas City, lose. I think the Chiefs are going to get rolling, and they're just going to make their way through the playoffs, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay. Let's move on to, I think the Chiefs are going to Super Bowl. That being said, let's move on to the Bills versus the Chargers/Raiders. So whoever wins this game, do you think they can go up to Buffalo and pull off an upset?
No.
I don't think the Raiders can beat the Bills. I think the Chargers have a better chance, but I still think the Bills are going to beat either team they face.
No, I don't think the Bills are losing.
Let's just say like it is too. We've been saying on this for how long now that the Raiders just can't this year. It won't happen.
Yeah, but if it does, it's the power of John Madden. See now all the bad stuff has happened, but now they have the power of John Madden on their side.
Talk about a team that literally went through the worst shit. Like, if there isn't a 30 for 30 about the 2021 Oakland Raiders,
bro,
the massive disaster of a season.
What a fucking roller coaster it's been for them. The fact
Could
that
you imagine if their season was on Hard Knocks this year? Holy fuck.
I am so impressed that Derek Carr has held it down for them, to be honest. Like, he's definitely a great, franchise leader, and it's very impressive.
I've been saying that. I've been very vocal about me loving Derek Carr as a quarterback.
Yeah. He's not perfect.
And out of the quarterbacks in the AFC, I'd probably put him like 3rd.
Who do you have ahead of him?
Mahomes and Burrow.
You don't have Josh Allen ahead of him?
I don't.
Interesting. Okay. I don't hate that. All right. I think one of these West Coast teams, I think it'll be hard for them, but I think they could pull an upset up in Buffalo. Buffalo still has flaws for that team. And, we'll see. Here we got Bengals versus Patriots.
I am sticking with my Bengals pick. I think they're going to beat the Patriots.
So you got it all chalk. AFC. Morgan?
I'm with Nick. I think the Bengals win.
Fine. I'll be
I think it's too early for the Patriots. I don't trust Mac Jones enough.
The Patriots have slowed way down come the end of this season.
Yeah. Here's the thing. You will know if the Patriots are going to win that game within the first 10 minutes. Because every loss that they've had has been an early turnover that leads to points, and then they get down, and then they're trying to play behind the 8 ball and not playing their game with running the football down teams' throats. So that being said, I'm going to take the Patriots. Bill Belichick's always been known at taking the best thing away on the other team, which is Jamar Chase. So
then he throws to Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins.
I'll see how it goes. Cincinnati's offensive line isn't that great, and the Patriots can get after the quarterback. So I'll take the Patriots. That's fine.
Mixon was second in yards this year for rushing, by the way.
I don't want to talk about Joe Mixon on this podcast. He beats women.
So does half the NFL.
75%. Let's dip on down to the NFC. Got the Packers on a bye.
Yep.
I think we all know the answer to this first game. Bucks versus Eagles.
Bucks.
I would go Bucks.
Do the Eagles make it even close?
I think it's a close game because I think they can run the ball.
I think the Bucks win by 2 touchdowns.
The Eagles can run the ball.
I think it's going to be within 7 points. I think
Okay.
it's going to be a barn burner, and Tom Brady gets it done at the end. But
Yeah, more than likely. I mean, kind of has that disdain for the Eagles after what happened at Super Bowl anyway. So people don't forget. Moving on to Nick's beloved Dallas Cowboys versus the San Francisco 49ers. Oh boy.
Yep. Yeah, we touched on that earlier. That, like, even though I'm a fan of them, obviously I am not as delusional sometimes as Morgan is when it comes to the Packers. But I think this game is a toss-up. I would like to see the Cowboys win, obviously. I think it's a toss-up. But I don't think the 49ers are like some insurmountable
juggernaut
victory to them. Like I like we said earlier, I still trust Dak Prescott over Jimmy G.
Fair. Absolutely fair. I'm taking the 49ers.
Plus, I work with this dude who really likes the 49ers, and nothing would make me happier than to see that guy have a miserable Monday. So.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. Yeah, I'm taking the 49ers. Morgan?
I think the Cowboys will still win.
Okay.
Like for the Slovak, like Nick said, I just can't bring myself to trust Jimmy G.
All right. Well, yeah. When Jimmy G's going up to Lambeau, that'll be fun.
Didn't Jimmy G blow a Super Bowl because at halftime the power went out because Beyonce's reckless with the electricity bill?
That was long ago with Colin Kaepernick versus Joe Flacco.
Oh, was it Colin Kaepernick?
Yes, it was. That was long ago in a galaxy far, far away. Our last NFC playoff matchup. We have an NFC
him for a little bit.
We have an NFC West matchup. The Rams versus the Cardinals. By the way, we were right. The NFC West did get 3 teams in the playoffs.
Yep.
Boom.
So who you guys got there? Rams at home?
Who do you have?
Taking the Rams.
Taking the Rams.
I think the Cardinals get it done.
Interesting.
I basically break it down. I think I trust Kyler more than I trust Stafford.
Fair.
The way I thought Stafford was playing really well today, but I would take the Cardinals.
Didn't play well enough to win the game.
Well, clearly. But I would take the card. I'll take the Cardinals.
Yeah. All right. I got the Rams. All right. We will move on to our beloved Seattle Kraken talk. They're still plagued by COVID. 7 out of the last 10 games have been postponed.
That's it. And you know, like, I mean, I know you guys all know this because we bleed the blue.
Oh yeah,
just like anybody else in Seattle.
Correct.
But if they were playing the games right now that are postponed, we'd be winning. Like, let's just make that perfectly.
We're getting hosed. We've lost.
Like,
we've lost 7 wins based on these postponements. So
I agree.
Yeah. Market right now, the 7 games that Morgan just said have been postponed. We're on a 7-game winning streak. If we're not postponed, like take that to the bank and cash it because that's the truth.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's just it.
That's it. Well, that is it. Besides Nick's question of the week.
All right. The question of the week this week is, I think we're going to go with active athlete because once an athlete retires, you really kind of just have what you think of them in your mind, and it's hard to sway you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go active. Who is an athlete that no matter how good they do on the court, all the crazy stuff they do, no matter how good it is, you just like can't seem to get on board with them. You don't hate them, but you're just like, I don't really fucking care.
Morgan.
So who's an athlete that no matter what they achieve, you're just like, you can't get on board with them?
I feel personally attacked by this.
Morgan, who's your athlete?
Tom Brady.
I thought you were going to say Giannis.
No, Tom's played me a lot longer.
Okay. Now, is it a hatred though, or is it just like you're just not impressed?
Oh no, it's fucking hatred.
Oh, okay.
Well, like that wasn't the question. We're
Well,
talking about like
he also has not impressed me, in all honesty, in his career. Outside of the year with Randy Moss, all he does is throw fucking 7-yard slants and outs.
guy hasn't impressed.
Did Antonio Brown tell you to say this?
Guy hasn't impressed me at all. Did not come back from 28-3 in a Super Bowl.
Because
Didn't have
fucking Dan Quinn's like, oh, we're gonna throw the ball. We're gonna throw the ball.
No, that was
We
your
should run the fucking
that was your
ball."
boy Kyle Shanahan.
It's Dan Quinn.
All right, so
It's Dan
Morgan,
Quinn.
you got Tom Brady. He will never be good enough for you.
Nope.
That is such an outrageous take.
No, it's fucking Giannis. I was just being a dick.
Which is you're fucking blow my mind, dude. The dude is 26, has a championship, multiple MVP.
Cool. Kobe had 3 when he was 25.
Bro. How many MVPs did he have? How many finals
Who
MVPs
cares?
did he have?
The only thing that matters is titles.
That's not true. That is not true at all.
It is true.
It's not.
What do you
Giannis-
play for? What do you play for? To
You-
win a championship.
Yeah, but there's different levels to greatness of players. Like if you have a finals MVP and that Kobe has 1 finals MVP, like Giannis has already fucking like tied him for he hasn't yet. But he will this year, maybe. Who knows? But like, dude, Giannis already has more.
Steph or
regular season-
Giannis? Steph's here. Giannis is down, way down here.
Nah, that's such a ridiculous take.
It's not.
It is.
It is not.
It is.
Steph is a top 10 player of all time.
Giannis is literally 26 years old. He's probably on his way. Like,
No.
as it's just such a blasphemous take from you. Like, it is absolutely the worst take you've ever had. And you've had some pretty bad ones. Like, through the years of knowing you since I've been like 10 years old, I'm going on 30 in April. 2 decades, you've had some pretty bad fucking takes. This is the worst one.
All my takes are solid and sound.
That being said, Nick, who's your player? I think I know the answer to this one.
Well, we did say without hatred, it would be Steph Curry.
Yep.
I just don't really care about anything he does, on or off the court for that matter. Like, I just don't care. I guess that's the first player that comes to mind. But as of late, he has impressed me more.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. You know what? Okay. And I know I picked him. This is going to sound contradictory. I know I picked him in the last one, but there are some times where I feel, even though he's great and he deserves everything that is being said about him, I don't feel like the energy and excitement when I watch Shohei Ohtani sometimes. I'm not like fully invested in him all the time, as I was when like Barry Bonds would come on the screen and you'd be like, this is about to be a showstopper. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Having said that, he's still the best player in baseball.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. For me, I think honestly, it's got to be Chris Paul.
Really?
I just like talk
You don't
about a
like
guy.
Like,
I just like he's
it's like whatever.
yeah, like he's gonna go
Like,
down in
who
like
gives a
NBA
shit?
history. Like people like love him for like whatever reason. It's like I don't give a shit, dude. Like you didn't win anything. You got to a finals. You lost to a superior player in Giannis.
You know what? I'm going to change my answer after. But keep going.
But like he's just like he's got all these all NBA first teams and shit. And I was just like I don't care. His career will go down like in 30 years from now. No one will even like fucking remember who Chris Paul was.
I don't agree with that, but
I think he'll definitely be remembered because he's like just such a great point guard. But I second like what you're saying. Like it's like I don't give a shit.
He played an era that was like he wasn't even close to the top superstars. Wasn't.
Yeah, I'm going to change my answer, and it's going to be a hot take.
Do it.
I have never once been excited to watch Kevin Durant.
What?
I don't care.
That's insane. Holy shit.
He doesn't excite me.
Wow.
he's only like a top 5 player in history.
That's
I mean,
that's a wild statement.
Not accolades wise, but skill wise, yes.
Yeah, skill wise, yeah. But yeah, I just don't. I feel nothing when that guy makes a play. Like,
What is this out of hatred though, Nick? Is it because
no,
he
it's
just
not. It really isn't. It really isn't. Like, and all right, out of hatred, as in the sense like with the Warriors, no, I don't care about that at all. Like,
Yeah.
he's a snake that he did what snakes do. Why are we surprised? It's like jumping in a pool and getting wet and being mad that you're wet.
Jesus.
But I just think he's like a fucking snob. I don't know what it is. Like,
I mean,
I just don't get excited when he plays.
fair.
I've got another hot take one.
All right, do it.
Patrick Mahomes. Because anything Patrick Mahomes done, I've seen Aaron Rodgers do.
It's just like a hater take.
It's not. I like Mahomes,
It's just a hater
but
take.
he's a not as good version of Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, okay. I just don't get why Morgan hates these early 20-year-olds.
You want me to put LeBron in there too?
That's
you're
blasphemous. That's
now we're
blasphemous.
just-
Yeah,
now we're just
now you're
being
just trolling. Yeah, like, we don't have to keep these people around if you're going to be saying stupid stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean Ray Allen bailed him out. Kyrie bailed him out.
Shaquille O'Neal bailed out Kobe multiple times. Oh my God.
Nope.
Kobe had a stretch where he had to have Pau Gasol come in for him to win another championship. Fucking
Yep.
Kobe's fucking not even a top 10 player.
Mamba mentality.
Fuck out of here. I'm not doing this tonight. Anyways, you guys got anything else? I got that for you.
I don't have anything else.
So give us who your most overrated or active athlete that just doesn't do it for you when you watch him play. Just doesn't do it.
Just doesn't do it. And not out of hatred. Not out of a lot of ours were out of hatred. But just somebody who you watch and you're just like you literally don't care.
Yeah. And if you got hate in your heart, let it out.
Let it out.
Morgan, go ahead.
No, I'm not. You guys, we need to fight for this because I'm not changing shit going to the playoffs. I'm not doing it.
They already lost.
I'll end it. I'll end it a different way.
Okay.
Release the Kraken.
Go, Pack, go.